Hey everyone, welcome to Great Day Radio's Relationship Talk podcast. I'm DJ Mikey D, and today we're going deep, real deep. You know, I was reading something the other day and it hit me like a freight train. It was about excuses, specifically the excuses we make to ourselves when we do something we know is wrong. And it got me thinking about a story that might sound familiar to some of you. So there's this woman, let's call her Marie. Not a real name, but you'll get it. Marie told herself it wasn't her fault. She had it all worked out in her head. He worked too much. He didn't listen. And then the big one, he cheated first, years ago. But hey, that detail was easy to weaponize, right? Every excuse felt like armor. But here's the thing. Armor gets heavy. And I'm not just talking about the weight of it. I'm talking about what that armor does to you over time. It starts to wear you down. You start to believe your own stories. You start to think, well, if he did it, why can't I? And that's the slippery slope, folks, because here's the truth no one wants to admit. Cheating is never a reaction. It's a choice, a quiet, deliberate moment where you decide your desires matter more than your word. Think about that for a second. A choice, not a slip-up, not a mistake, a choice. And I know some of you are already typing in the comments, but DJ Mikey D, you don't understand my situation. And you're right, I don't, but I do understand human nature. And I understand that when we start justifying our bad behavior, we're not just hurting the other person, we're hurting ourselves. And just so you know, I have been there and experienced both sides of the coin. Let me break it down. Every excuse you make chips away at your own self-respect. You cannot respect someone who constantly lets themselves off the hook. It's like looking in the mirror and saying, it's okay, you're a good person, you just made a bad choice. No, you made a choice. Own it, because if you don't, you start projecting your own guilt onto others. You start assuming everyone will betray you because you already betrayed yourself. Your standards drop. You train yourself to accept poor behavior from others, but mostly from you. And that's the real tragedy. You become the person you never wanted to be. And you don't even see it happening because you're too busy polishing your excuses. Now let's talk about the real cost. The cost no one talks about. You lose the ability to build anything real. Trust becomes a foreign language. Mutual respect, a joke. And eventually, the relationship crumbles not because of his failings, but because you refuse to own yours. That's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? I remember a caller once. She called in crying, saying her husband had cheated and she felt so betrayed. But then as we talked, she admitted she had been flirting with a coworker for months. She said, but I never actually did anything, so it's different. Is it? Is it really? Because emotional cheating is still cheating. It's still a choice. It's still a betrayal of trust. In the same breath, she also admitted she tried sabotaging her relationship prior to their engagement over a decade ago. She admittedly told me she was addicted to the dating app and just could not let it go because it gave her validation he could not give her at the time. So sad. We will get into dating apps and relationships in another podcast soon. Okay, here's the thing. We love to draw lines in the sand. I didn't sleep with them, so it's fine. I only kissed them once. He did it first. But those lines are arbitrary. They're just more armor. And armor gets heavy, folks. It gets so heavy that eventually you can't move. You're stuck in a relationship that's built on a foundation of sand, and you're wondering why it's crumbling. So let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. Are you building a life you can respect? Or are you just collecting excuses? Because your standards don't protect you from others. They protect you from yourself. Think about that. Your standards are not a shield against bad partners. They're a mirror. They show you who you are. If you have high standards, you're telling yourself, I deserve better. But if you constantly lower them to justify your own actions, you're telling yourself, I'm not that important. And that's a dangerous message to internalize, because once you believe you're not important, you'll accept anything. You'll accept being cheated on. You'll accept being lied to. You'll accept being treated like an option. And here's the hard part, the part that makes people uncomfortable. Walking away is an act of self-respect. Not using someone's flaws as your permission slip. Not staying and cheating because you feel entitled. Just leaving. That's integrity. That's saying, I deserve more than this and I'm not going to compromise my values to stay. I know it's not easy. I know it's scary. But staying in a relationship where you're constantly justifying bad behavior, yours or theirs, isn't love. It's codependency. It's fear. It's a prison of your own making. And the only way out is to be honest with yourself. Brutally honest. So ask yourself, are you in this relationship because you want to be, or because you're afraid to leave? Are you staying because you love them or because you're comfortable? And if you've cheated, ask yourself, why? Not why did he make me do it, but why did I choose to do it? Because until you own your choices, you'll never break the cycle. And here's the thing about cycles, they don't break themselves. You have to be the one to say, enough. Enough of the excuses, enough of the armor. I'm going to be a person I can respect. And that starts with accountability. That starts with looking in the mirror and saying, I messed up, but I'm going to do better. If this hit home, drop a comment with a word that reminds you to stay accountable. Maybe it's honesty, maybe it's integrity, maybe it's choice. Whatever it is, put it out there and share this with someone who needs to hear it, because we all need reminders sometimes. We all need someone to tell us the truth, even when it's hard to hear. This is DJ Mikey D signing off from Great Day Radio's Relationship Talk podcast. Remember, your standards don't protect you from others. They protect you from yourself. Stay accountable, stay honest, and most of all, stay true to who you want to be. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out. If you are listening to this podcast on our live365.com online radio station and want to download this podcast in its entirety, please visit greatdayradio.com. Likewise, if you want to hear this podcast along with great music, visit live365.com, search Great Day Radio Smooth Jazz, and be sure to add us as your favorite. Speaking of our online radio station, we will be making exclusive announcements for contests, giveaways, and how to enter to win. It is also the only place you'll have to stay locked in to listen for the phrase that pays for instant prize giveaways, so long as you follow the instructions and the rules. In order to play to win, you must be 18 years or older, reside in the United States, and in some cases in Colorado. Thank you all for your love and support. Please share our show. We have more great music coming up next.